Hi, welcome to my humble homestead and Gardenside chat. So today I'm going to put up some tomatoes. Yesterday we went to Minneapolis and visited my 11-year-old granddaughter who's here from Chicago visiting. Had a great time, super excited to get to see her. And on the way, my mom and I stopped at the Minneapolis Farmers Market. So that was so excited. When I lived in the cities, I used to go there every Saturday morning when my kids were little and get our fresh produce because I was not a gardener. So if you guys aren't able to garden, then find ways to support your local farmers and get some good produce. So anyway, so I got a box of tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes from one of the farmers there. And what I'm doing, I'm going to do this a super easy way. I'm quite tired after driving the 4 hours there and back from Minneapolis yesterday and then spending time. So I washed these in some vinegar and water and then rinsed them really good. And I'm just coring these out and then dicing them. Now, just so you know, putting up tomatoes is not a clean job. I'm using my handy dandy dicer, but I already got splattered with a whole bunch of tomato juice. So I'm just going to dice these up. Now, a lot of times, and normally what I do, I would blanch the tomatoes in some hot boiling water for about a minute, throw them back into some cold water, and then peel them. However, I did some research and I saw a couple people that did cook them down with the skin on. So I'm going to try them. I have a smaller box, not a whole like bushel or anything. So I'm just going to try them and see how they work. I'm going to dice them and cook them down with the skin on and can them up. So we're going to try those and see how they go. So let me get these nice and diced up and then I'll get them cooking in the pan. I have my lids going in some hot water here. I have the tea kettle boiling so I can keep adding hot water. I sterilized my jars in my dishwasher and now I have my jars staying warm in my oven at 200 degrees because I'm going to be cooking down these tomatoes. So it's going to be hot, going into a hot jar, going into a hot canner. So we want to keep everything nice and warm and hot, all right? So we will see you soon, and I will keep showing you the progress of how this goes. So right now I'm just going to core and dice the tomatoes, put them in the pot, and then we'll go from there. See you soon. you see here, my tomatoes has a nice amount of liquid here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bring up the heat, and I'm going to bring it to a boil. And then I'm going to let it boil for about 5 minutes. And then I will start putting them in my jars. And I'm going to get my water bath canner going. So you can pressure can these as well, but I'm going to, since they're nice and acidic-y, I'm going to put them in my water bath canner. And while these are coming up to a boil, so the reason why I heat those so slow is because with the diced tomatoes, I don't want them to come to a high heat very fast. I don't want any burning or scalding in them. So now I'm just going to let them boil for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to jar them, and then I will water bath can them. And I'm going to, because I do want to defer back to my ball canner book and see how long I process them. I've watched a couple different videos, and I've seen 2 different times. So I'm going to defer back to my ball book and go with that. Always defer back to that ball canning book. All right, I'll see you in a little bit when I add these to the jars. Hello, welcome back to my humble homestead here. And so now I have gotten my tomatoes all boiled. I'm going to start adding them to my jars. But first, if you're doing a quart size jar, you're going to do 2 tablespoons of lemon juice in each one. In a pint size jar, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm also going to put a little bit of salt in each one. I'm going to just put, I did buy pickling salt, and I was thinking about doing that, but I think I'm just going to use my Himalayan salt. And I'm just going to put about a teaspoon of salt in each one, in each jar here. So there we go. All right, so I got the salt. Now I'm going to add the lemon juice in each jar. So 2 tablespoons in a quart, 1 tablespoon in a pint. Now let's go ahead and get to filling these jars here. I'm going to get my little, take the air out. And I have a clean cloth, and I just wipe around the edge. Make sure there's nothing on the top. And we go to seal it. I do have my lids in a warm thing of water. That is not always necessary anymore. And remember, these have the skins on. Now, depending on your preference, and I will do some from my garden with the skin off. I just had gotten these. I was tired. I wanted to hurry up and get them canned up. And I'm doing these ones for me, so I don't mind if I use them in soups or goulash or stews. I don't mind if they have the skin on. That is why I cook them down. Not everybody does cook them down, but I did just because I did leave the skin on these ones. Make sure the air is going. Wipe it down. Couple pints too. One thing I want to mention too is when you get down to the bottom, if you have a lot of juice yet, please don't throw that out. I strain it and can that separately to have some tomato juice. It can be used for so many different things. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this out right here. I mean, those of you that like to drink cocktails, you can make Bloody Marys with it. You can make tomato soup with it. You can use it for tomato paste. It's just so good for so many different things here. So I am just straining it right out. And then I'll just can these tomatoes that are up on top. And I will can the juice separately. So don't throw your juice out, you guys. It's so delicious and full of wonderful stuff. Wonderful, yummy, yummy. So, yep. So I'm straining this out, and then I will just take this juice and put it in a separate pint jar that does have 1 tablespoon of lemon juice in it. So look at that. Look at that. Perfect tomato juice. Oh, of course I'm making a mess. Look at that. Looks so beautiful. The color. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at that tomato juice. How perfect that is. So, my last one I got filled here. I checked in my ball canning jar, and if you're processing them hot, do 45 minutes in your hot water bath canner. So that's what I'm going to do. So I will let you see them when they are all complete. We'll see you soon. Hey y'all, so while my tomatoes are processing in the water bath, I need some more bug repellent. I added a little water to this already to start, but I've been out in my garden, and a lot of times I'll just run out there and be like, oh, I'm just gonna go check on it, and then I'll end out there like pulling weeds or something, and I have been so bit up, and I know when I do use my repellent I don't get, so I'm like, I'm gonna make some more and use it. So I'm gonna do that while those are processing, and I thought I will show you on here too, because my son uses it. It's all natural. It works great. It smells awesome, and it does keep the mosquitoes away. And I also I put citrus oil in it too, which helps for ticks. So let's go ahead and make some more of this. So basically, the ingredients that we need are water, witch hazel, vegetable glycerin, vodka. Now I haven't tried it with, but if you don't have vodka in your house, I bought this. I just buy the super cheap kind. I'm not gonna cheap kind because I use it for the tinctures that I make. So you could use vodka. Somebody mentioned that you can just use rubbing alcohol, which I also use in my cleaners. So it'd be interesting to see how that works. I would love it. If you have tried it with that, comment below and let me know how that works, okay? So we're gonna do a half a cup of water and then a half a cup of the witch hazel. And now all these ingredients you can get at Walmart. You can probably get it at your local pharmacy. I got some of them on Amazon. I know that when we were at the lake house and I went to make it my last videos, I got most of the stuff at Walmart, minus the alcohol. We had gotten that at the local store there. So half a cup of water, half a cup of witch hazel, and then we're going to do a tablespoon of the vodka. So a tablespoon of that. All right. And then a teaspoon of the glycerin. So just a teaspoon of this. And the glycerin kind of just helps bind it all together. So that just keeps it all, do a nice teaspoon of that. Now for the essential oils. So I use the bergamot. You can use the bergamot or you can use geranium, whatever ones, if you do have those in your house, so you don't have to go out and buy more. Either one, it does say, and those are 30 drops of each. Okay, so 30 drops of bergamot or geranium. I actually just really love the way that the bergamot smells. And then the cedar wood. Now, if you don't have cedar wood or you don't have a high tick area and you don't want to use that, you can also use the citronella. You know, a lot of those mosquito repellents or candles have the citronella in that. So if you have that and you want to use that, great. Otherwise, I like the cedar wood. We do have a tick problem out here, so I'm going to do 30 of those. Definitely don't want, I don't want any ticks. All right. And then lemongrass. Oh my gosh, you guys know I love lemongrass. I use it in my cleaners. I plant it around my house because this is a great mosquito repellent. They don't like it. So lemongrass. I'm going to actually make my own lemongrass essential oil with some of the lemongrass that I planted. It's coming in nice. I actually even used it in my fish recipe. I made that fish, so I cut up some herbs and put it in there. So 10 drops of lemongrass. Okay, and then rosemary, eucalyptus, and basil. So 10 drops of each of those. And then you shake it up, mix it up, spray it on. That's it. Works great. So I have my extra bug spray here. I'm just going to mix it up. I actually might even double this and make another batch because, I mean, it does last and it smells great, but I'm sure I'm going to be gardening even more. So I'm going to make another batch while I wait here. But I just wanted to share that as a little extra thing on there. I do have the video. I'll link it below. It's making it exactly the same way. So anyway, just want to share another little thing I'm doing right now, waiting for those tomatoes to can. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. I'll show those tomatoes on there when they're finished. If you like these videos, please like and share them. It really does help my channel. Comment below if you try them or you have other tips. I love to hear what you guys are doing as well. I've met some wonderful people and I've really enjoyed your comments. So thanks so much. And I know I've been getting comments on other sites, which I like too. And thanks for that as well. All right. Thanks so much. See ya.